Maria. I've been knitting for a long time, but I purchased this knitting machine off of Facebook Marketplace about a month ago. This is a Brother 585, and maybe I'll make another video about purchasing it and what I had to do to get it up and running and just general information about knitting machines, something like that. It's been a journey, a learning experience. So I thought I would show what I have made in the last month. So this was the first thing I was able to make on the knitting machine. Just a little square. I was able to keep some stitches going. And then once I did a little bit of maintenance on the machine, I was able to make a real swatch. So this was just my initial practice swatch. It's got some, I mean, you can't tell, it's got some like increases and decreases on the side, just practicing some of the hand manipulation of the stitches and the transfer tools and all that jazz. And then my daughter requested a hat, and I had just seen a good video on making a hat on a flatbed knitting machine. So I did that, I did the math and made her this with like a little picot edge. This is from a video from Knit Factory. I'll link her below. Her videos are like very easy to follow and really good. So little picot edge, just kind of basic hat seamed up the side. But I did my math right, it fits her head. And then I had enough of that yarn left. That another one for my almost 4-year-old with just a rolled brim. Just a good little practice project. And then I did a lot of math and used many pieces of paper and made myself this sweater, which still needs to be blocked. I'm really happy with how it turned out. There's some little things that, you know, aren't perfect. There are some imperfections, like what happened to this side of the neck shaping. This side looks so good. This side, kind of weird. I think it's just how I picked up the stitches. And then actually the thing that I made before the sweater, now that I think about it, is what is currently on my machine, which is this shawl wrap thing. It was supposed to be a triangle shawl where you increase, short row, decrease, and you get this like triangle shape. But I ended up not having enough yarn, so I put it aside because I was tired of working on it. And then I frogged back to before the short rows, and after doing a couple other things, I stuck it back on the needles and I'm working on that. I'm just gonna make it more of a trapezoid instead of the triangle that it was going to be. It's a lot more tedious because there are these, like every 5 stitches you do a yarn over, and it makes a really pretty almost faux rib kind of look on the right side, but it's very time consuming. I mean, compared to most of the other machine knitting I've done so far. I think it'll be a nice piece and it's been good practice and everything. And then the last one is this buff that my husband asked for to coordinate with his cycling kit for his cycling team that he's on now that it's super cold outside. So that turned out pretty well. It's just a tube, but I went, I was able to play around a little bit with the patterning system on my knitting machine and do a bit of a slip stitch or tuck stitch. I don't know. The terminology is different a bit from hand knitting, and I still don't know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's got like this cool multicolor pattern. I used these 2 yarns because his team colors are like neon rainbow. And I would probably make it a little wider if I were to do it again. But I think this turned out pretty well, and it was a good project to try out some patterning on because it was just a rectangle. And then yesterday I decided to try some intarsia color work on the machine. It's just a little swatch I was playing around with because I know that'll be fun, a fun thing to play around with on this machine. It was a little tricky figuring out how to do this on this machine without an intarsia carriage, which I didn't even know was a thing, but you do need that sometimes because I don't know if they're is an intarsia carriage that is actually compatible with this machine. But I did find a video of someone doing it without the intarsia carriage, just with the regular carriage, and was able to figure this out. So that's everything that I've made so far on my knitting machine. I have more sweaters planned. I purchased some red yarn for my birthday, and I've wanted a red cardigan for quite a while, so I think this will be a cardigan. Yeah, I'm really excited to learn more about this machine this year, make some more things, and maybe I'll share some of that, possibly. Okay, so my camera died, but I think I showed you everything I wanted to show you, so hopefully it was watchable. If you have a knitting machine or if you're interested in them, I would love to hear from you in the comments. It's been a really fun learning experience, and I'm excited to keep trying stuff out and see how it goes. Yeah, thanks for watching.